Welcome to the Steve Show. Today I want to talk about gaining clients. And many of you, I hear people that are like waiting for their clients to come. They're waiting for those perfect clients to come. And I want to talk about how can you actually make that happen on a daily and weekly basis. So how do we have clients start coming and become a regular occurrence so that we're not like, oh, I didn't get enough clients this week, or I didn't get enough clients this month, or worse, I didn't get enough clients this quarter, and you're like sitting there not having as much as you'd like. And I always go back to a story that I use. Many of us think that we're really good with clients. Let's put it this way. You're there when a good client comes, you shoot over there, you take care of the client. But many business owners, many entrepreneurs that I know that are running their business and they're doing their sales, they are not gaining the amount of clients that they want. And a lot of times when I look at them, they're sitting there almost like they're waiting for a bird to drop that seed in the ground. Like if you were a farmer and there you are farming your field so that you could have the crops, so that you can provide a living and have the food that you need for you and your family. And instead of going out there and farming the field, you sit there in a chair, like I'm sitting right now, and you sit there and you're waiting for a bird. And then they drop the seed and you're the best. You shoot over there, you water that seed, you take care of it, and an amazing plant occurs. And you might be this person, you have amazing stories with clients. You do amazing things and people get great results, but it's few and far between. And the answer is we do have to be farmers. You do have to, however way you do it, and we'll talk about the different ways that this can occur. But first I want to get the example out there that you need to actually be a farmer. See, my father grew up on a farm. I didn't have that opportunity to grow up on a farm, but my dad did, and he told us these stories. Before he went to school, it was his job to get up and he had to milk the cow. He had to do other chores around the house. And if those weren't done, then he pretty much wasn't allowed to even go to school. So you have to get those things done. And if you even think about it in a story, just a metaphor of it, if you're farming, and let's say that you and I are farming, and we get this huge yield, and we have all this produce, and everything's amazing, and we're eating food, and then we look at each other and we're like, hey, should we plant something? Should we plant some new crops? And we're like, we have so much food, let's not worry about it. And then comes in the next season and we're out of food and we didn't plant any seeds, and now we're wondering where we're going to get the next amount of revenue, the next amount of food for our family. It's not going to happen. See, when you're thinking as a farmer, you're always thinking of what the next crop is going to be. Once that crop's out, then maybe there's a waiting period, but you're still tilling that land. You're going to be putting in your next crop. You're going to be working that farm. If you're in the dairy side, you have to milk the cow every single day. Let's even go into our own human aspect. If you are going to feed ourselves, let's say you say, I'm not going to eat today. That could work, right? But what if you say, I'm not going to eat this week, or I'm not going to eat this month? There's going to start to be an impact on your life. It's a daily thing that you need to do. Just like gaining clients. So you have to have some business development activities is what I'm getting at. If you're not having a daily occurrence of what you're going to do for the next bit of your business, then you don't have an automated system that's going to, and it's not automated, I shouldn't say that, but you don't have a regular method to gain clients. And this could be marketing. Maybe you're running ads and you're gaining clients. Maybe you're making phone calls to gain clients. Maybe you're sending out email marketing to gain clients. Maybe you're using social media to gain clients. Maybe you're going out to events and you're networking to gain clients. All of these things are an activity that you're doing that presents ourselves with leads and gets us going. But if you do none of that, or referral sources. Maybe you just work all off referrals, but you still have to have those sources. You have to nurture the people that are making referrals. You have to keep making those things so that you can keep having things happen. But if you don't do that, then you're going to have, you're not going to have what you want. You're going to have less of what you want. And I meet so many entrepreneurs that get a whole bunch of work and they're doing the work and they don't do any business development and they go back down to nothing. And then they have to work their way back up and they're on this 90-day cycle. Usually it's 90 days. So you could have a whole landslide of work and then you're done with the work and now you're like, oh, now what? Now what? Well, guess what? Now you have those huge downs and huge ups. And some of you are just on the down for too long. You're just like not having enough. So I want you to ask yourself today, what are you doing to gain new clients? What networking events are you going to? What are you doing when you're reaching out in social media? Who are you calling? And I want you to know that you don't have to have exactly who it is either. Like, I do agree, like if you've read my book, Capture Clients, Close Deals, you'll understand that I talk about finding your perfect client, asking them what they want, and then giving it to them. But also when you're doing business development, you can call anyone in your phone, any one of your friends, relatives. I have another episode that's probably like 10, 15 episodes prior to this one, and I talk about calling your mom. One year I didn't have that many clients, and one of my coaches yelled at me to call my mom. And I said, why am I going to call my mom? My mom doesn't know any marketing directors. I was running my ad agency at the time. And he said, well, if you're not going to call your mom, then hang up. He was very strict with me about like me getting any mentorship, and I wasn't paying this guy. It was just someone that I was asking some help from. And he said, call your mom, tell her what you're doing, and ask her if she knows anybody that's a marketing director. And I swore that my mom wouldn't know anyone. My mom gave me 3 leads, and one of those became my largest client that year. Because way back when, like many years ago, she met this guy and they stayed in touch, swapped Christmas cards. He ended up going on to be a marketing director at a bigger company. And they just kept in touch. I had no idea. This is my mom. She has this friend that's a marketing director. But if you just ask someone, who do you know that's a marketing director? Guess what they do? If they're your friend or a loved one, they're going to say, oh, here they are. So don't be afraid to ask anyone. I'll tell you one other story. When I came back from Australia, when we moved to Australia, I didn't do a good job I was working with a lot of my one-on-one clients and my clients face-to-face. And so when I went abroad, I tried to do as much as I could on Skype, but I had not done a good job on transitioning that. And so a lot of my clients felt they didn't feel that they were getting what they needed because we weren't face-to-face. When I was, it was now I have clients on Skype all the time, but I set that expectation. So bringing it back to the story, when I came back to America, I needed to gain more clients here again. And all I did is exactly what I'm telling you. I put my attention every day for 1 hour, a minimum of 1 hour. And during that hour, I did business development. I made phone calls. I sent emails. I did whatever I could. And then I also included some networking events. And because I was already a speaker, I would get out and speak. If you're speaking, that's high leverage. You get in front of people. They see you as a leader, as an advisor, and that can attract clients. But you have to have these activities in your calendar on a daily and weekly basis so you're farming. You wouldn't leave your farm sitting there without any attention for weeks, months at a time. You wouldn't go without eating yourself. So think about it. You get up every day and you consume something, water, you consume food so that you can survive. If you're not out there looking for new business, you're basically starving your business. It's just like not eating. And what I would encourage you is to find the one that you love doing. If you are okay making phone calls, do that. If you're okay doing emails, do that. Do whatever it takes and then track what's happening and is it successful? Because if you send out an email and 0 people report back or 0 people call you, then change the email. And we can get into other videos to talk about techniques to do all these things. But today, I just wanted to get and impress upon you that you need a daily activity for business development. And if you already have enough revenue and you're spending money on marketing, then great. But you need to make sure that marketing and advertising is being ran every day so that you can start attracting those leads. So you make the difference. If you want more clients, it's a choice. It's not something that just happens. If you're sitting there and saying, I wish I had more clients, then you're waiting for the birds. And if you want to keep waiting for the birds, this could be a tough life. If you do what I'm talking about right now, where you put on your calendar a daily occurrence, then you're going to be able to walk in your orchard with me and say, look at all these trees that I have. And you know what? Let's go back here to the best tree that I have with the best fruit. And you're going to be able to pick the best fruit on your farm, on your orchard, and you're going to be able to share that. And that's what's so awesome about being able to choose what clients you pick instead of being desperate for that one that one seed that bird dropped, where then you almost feel obligated to have to take it, even if it's not the right one. So I want all of you to be able to choose and have more abundance in your life, which you can have just by scheduling a daily occurrence of some sort of business development. And if you want more tips or tricks or things that you can do, message me here. Let me know how I can help you. And I'd be glad to be here. So get involved in the conversation, and I look forward to continue to help you. Thank you so much.